And just like that, and just like that, Canada realizes they could be bankrupt in 90 days. Trump was like the bank issuing the forbearance agreement with Canada. He was like the bank saying we cannot renew your credit line at this time. Unforeseen circumstances has caused us to have to call your loan. Just like that, Canada could be bankrupt in 90 days. And just like that, Mexico realizes that Trump has designated the cartels as terrorist organizations. And just like that, Mexican knows that Trump has designated a invasion on our southern border in a state of emergency. And just like that, that changes his presidential powers that you just never know. So I'll tell you what. Oh, by the way, I'm your host, BKP. The dumbest tariff move in the world. Tariff moves in the world. Who was it? Who was it? The editorial group that said it was the dumbest tariff deal in the world. But anyhow, the stupidest. So I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Thank you for being here. You know, I'm trying to figure out what I enjoy most. Really, what do I enjoy most? Do I enjoy the media losing their mind? This is driving them crazy. Like yesterday morning, the tariffs that were going to wreck the economy, the tariffs that were going to cost you $800 more a year. And then they had to do an about face. I really do. I do enjoy seeing the media in the morning. They're losing their mind. We'll show you some of that. Now, the other thing is, I thought the laundromat, I thought the laundromat was open 24/7. I thought it was open 24/7. But Elon Musk, you know, it's funny because USAID, the sign is closed, reopening soon under new management. You can't make any of this up. And then last week, oh my God, it's only 8 o'clock. And then last week, Trump says he's only been here 2 weeks. I'm sorry. Last week, Trump says, you know what? I'm going to send our prisoners. I'm going to clean out our prisons. Doesn't sound like a bad idea. They've been doing it, sending it to us. I'm going to clean ours out. I'll send them offshore. Marco Rubio comes out with a deal with the Colombian president that Colombia will take our prisoners. Oh my God. And last week, they're laughing at Trump. Trump says, I'm going to send ours to Colombia. Wow. And then I know some of you, we will talk about this. I know some of you are concerned about Trump's minerals comment on Ukraine. I know some of you are. We will get into that. I started looking at that this morning. So sadly, you know, they call it Russian propaganda, but sadly, you have to go over basically to Russia to see like what else is being said. You know, it's like the USAID. You wonder why they're so upset. Why are they so upset? So what's being said over in Russia? Let's go with 72. Hi, Diane. How are you? Now, I could only stay to 10:10. About 10:10, I got to go. I'm going to Atlanta. John Burns is holding a press conference today concerning his communist takeover of our education system under the guise of school safety. Yes. So I'm going down there. I got to shoot out of here at 10:10. How is USAID linked to secret bioweapons research? Well, say, because if you watch our media, anything with our media, all right, children are starving because Elon Musk shut down USAID. Yes. I mean, there's transgenders that cannot dance in foreign countries today because we're not going to send them the money. No, seriously, they are on there crying, humanitarian aid. Children are going to starve. They're not going to get their vaccines. Oh my God. Nothing. You can watch for hours. So I do know this is Russian, as they call it, propaganda. Just saying. Hold on ahead here a minute. And USAID, you're hearing them cry and cry. So let's start with this one. How is USAID linked to secret bioweapons research? Lieutenant General, I forget that. Head of Russian Armed Forces Radiology, Chemical, and Biological Defense Troops had previously exposed the Pentagon's bioweapon program operating in Ukraine. So, do we have a bioweapons program operating in Ukraine? So that's just out there. That's just out there. Is USAID a front for the CIA? Because they are losing it. How about this one over there in Russia? Number 71. USAID Soros secret cash cow. No, say it's not true. This can't be true, folks. Well, it can't be. I mean, I did not see this on CNN. I was watching at 4 a.m. I was watching the little gay guy, Anderson Cooper. Yeah, I mean, he's little, he's gay, he's a little gay guy, right? I was watching the little gay guy over there, Anderson Cooper. He's all upset. You know why Anderson Cooper's all upset? It's because he no longer has that special assignment to California with those firefighters. Anyhow, moving right along. But so I watched CNN, I watched MSNBC, I'm watching some other networks, and I'm missing this. So USAID Soros secret cash cow. Is U.S. taxpayer money fueling George Soros' global influence? Let's find out. U.S. conservative think tank Heritage Foundation claimed in 2017 that George Soros Open Society Foundation had been made the main implementer. That can't be true. The main implementer of USAID's aid since at least 2009. I don't know how to take this. This is from Russia. This is not from CNN. This is not from ABC. I mean, just saying. But I will tell you this. They are highly upset over the USAID. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. We got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to talk about Tulsi Gabbard. We're going to talk about RFK. I want to stay with the USAID because they are losing their mind. We'll get into the number one, Diane. We will talk about the Trump tariffs in just a moment. So the guy that was in charge for 30 years when Elon Musk gained access to the Treasury payment system, he quit. Wonder what they're going to find. Oh yeah, this is Trump every day, Diane. Number 4, Trump and shock and awe. So we're gonna put this together. Remember yesterday, Elon Musk team now has access to Treasury payment system. They want you to believe. Number 5, they want you to believe that Elon Musk could stop your Social Security check. It can't happen. Won't happen. He's not going to stop your Social Security check. But they want you to believe that. All right. They want you to believe that you may not get funding for your schools next week because Elon Musk. All right. Let's see. Going through here one at a time. We got our China. So now give me number 16. Democrat lawmakers vow to fight Trump-Musk efforts to shut down USAID. They vowed to fight. Why? Because of George Soros? Why? Because this is the way they send money out. It gets washed, laundered, and it ends up back in the big guy gets kicked up. Is this the fund that is used? Now here's what they're going to tell you. This is exactly what they're going to tell you. This is a fraction of our budget. A fraction of our budget. But anytime you hear $43,000 going here, wait just a minute. Let's do this because they laugh at you and I. Let's go ahead. Caroline, video 9. And then we'll get back to this. Video 9, Diane.
You're watching live coverage.
Through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government. Thank you, guys.
Viewers and the public audience, but it was important to the folks in the media to understand why, say, Hennepin County, which is our biggest county.
Run that again, could you? And get ready to stop, because I want to hear how much for this one. Just run it again. Get ready for me to stop it, okay? Because I want to make sure I'm correct on something I just heard.
You're watching live coverage.
Through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste.
I'm going to tell you something. I will dance in a dress for $47K in Colombia. Just saying. Just saying. $47K to dance in a dress in Colombia. I might take that action. You know what? They are laughing at you and I because 47,000. Do you realize we have a $4 trillion a year budget? 47 really? And you're going to let children starve in the world? Listen, for you, myself, 47K. I don't care if they go through this every day and find 1 million here, 78,000 here, but that's not really the case. This is just the tip of what they're finding. But 47K to dance in a dress in Colombia in a transgender opera. Just say it. So Democrat lawmakers vow to fight. They will fight. What's got them so upset? All right, give me video 2.
President Trump directed his corrupt billionaire friend, Elon Musk, to ransack a critical agency of the U.S. government.
We are witnessing a constitutional crisis.
It is the lead development agency in the world. And no one elected Elon Musk to dismantle it.
It is illegal. We don't have a fourth branch of government called Elon Musk.
Democratic lawmakers there yesterday protesting outside of the USAID office as the Trump administration and Elon Musk moved to shut down the agency. The question this morning is, do the president and an unelected billionaire have the authority to actually eliminate USAID?
Nothing about, good stewards of taxpayer money. That's gone. That's out the window. These whack jobs, nothing about that. Nothing about being a good steward of the taxpayers' money. Absolutely not. They have totally lost touch. It is their money. How dare you look into the accounts? How dare you? Now, what you're seeing today that you have to connect are these enormous appropriations bills. Because what you're going to hear over and over is, well, they can't just reach in and stop what Congress has already allocated. So you got to remember, everything they're finding, these lowlifes allocated in these desperation, fund the government, 12 o'clock midnight before Santa Claus gets here, spending bills. That's where they're at. And they're doing it. We were promised 12 appropriations bills. Now, they are just freaking out. Give me this one here, video 3.
Out of the agency's Washington headquarters after Elon Musk said President Trump supported closing the agency. Democratic lawmakers then protested the closure, vowing to fight the Trump administration on this.
You cannot wave away an agency that you don't like or that you disagree with by executive order or by literally storming into the building and taking over the servers. That is not how the American system of government works. They're shuttering agencies and sending employees home in order to create the illusion that they're saving money in order to do what? Pass a giant tax cut for billionaires and corporations.
We talked about Trump wanting to be a dictator on day one, and here we are. This is what the beginning of dictatorship looks like. When you gut the Constitution and you install yourself as the sole power, that is how dictators are made.
Over the weekend, the security leaders for USAID were put on administrative leave after they tried to prevent Musk's team from accessing the agency's secure systems. Musk has been out.
The illusion. This guy's doing magic. Illusion that you're saving money. It's just an illusion. It's an illusion we're sending 47 grand to Colombia so a bunch of freaks could dance in dresses in an opera. Men that have to shave wearing dresses, high heels, and a wig. That's just an illusion, folks. Don't get caught off guard. Now, give me number 17. You got to understand, this is freaking them out. This is literally freaking them out. They are losing it. They are losing it, period. Why is the little Somali girl all upset? Well, let's listen to her one more time. Video 7. I think, let's try this again. Video 7.
It is really, really a sad day in America. We are witnessing a constitutional crisis. We talked about Trump wanting to be a dictator on day one, and here we are. This is what the beginning of dictatorship looks like. When you gut the Constitution and you install yourself as the sole power. That is how dictators are made.
The sole power? Really? Now remember, she's from Somalia. All right, we don't need to get into her. Why is she so upset? I'm for sure she's not been involved. So I said, let me check. Why is she so upset? So I went to USAID Somalia just to see. Give me video 1. USAID Somalia. Let's see what happens when we click on their website. Let's see. Oh, this site cannot be reached. Okay, let's try another one. Let's see. Oh, this site cannot be reached. I like it. I like it. They shut them all down. They shut them all down. They all went dark. They all went dark. The George Soros money. The money that went through Ukraine. The CIA, I'm telling you, they are freaking out, losing it. Now, give me, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but this is Ron Paul, video 6. Not playing the whole thing, video 6. Ron Paul, I'll tell you when I want to come back.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the weekly report. Audit USAID, then shut it down. As of this writing, when you attempt to access the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID website or social media pages, you are informed that this site can't be reached. The media reports that the new Trump administration has not only frozen USAID activities, but may be planning on bringing it back under control of the U.S. State Department. Other reports, including statements by Elon Musk, suggest that it will be closed completely. If true, the closing of USAID may be one of the most significant changes President Trump has made among the many dramatic actions in his first couple of weeks in office. Many Americans may still have the idea that USAID is a government agency delivering relief at disaster site overseas. They may still remember the bags of rice or grain with the USAID logo on them, but that is not USAID. USAID is a key component of the U.S. government's regime change operations worldwide. USAID spends billions of...
All right, regime change operations worldwide. USAID, they're freaking out. Freaking out. USAID is Operation Regime Change. Got it? And as he said, I showed you, can't be reached. They have shut them down. Audit and close. I want you to listen to Little Marco. I will always call him Little Marco. I almost like him. I have to be cautious. I almost like him, but give me video 10.
You're now the head of USAID. The head of DOGE, Elon Musk, called USAID a criminal organization and added that it is time for it to die. Do you agree with that?
They have basically evolved into an agency that believes that they're not even a U.S. government agency, that they are a global charity, that they take the taxpayer money and they spend it as a global charity, irrespective of whether it is in the national interest or not in the national interest. One of the most common complaints you will get if you go to embassies around the world from State Department officials and ambassadors and the like is USAID is not only not cooperative, they undermine the work that we're doing in that country. They are supporting programs that upset the host government for whom we're trying to work with on a broader scale and so forth. So they're completely unresponsive. They just don't consider that they work for the U.S. They just think they're a global entity and that their master is the globe and not the United States. And that's not what the statute says, and that's not sustainable.
Can it be reformed, or does it need to die?
Well, that was always the goal, was to reform it. But now we have rank insubordination. Now we have basically an active effort where their basic attitude is, we don't work for anyone, we work for ourselves. No agency of government can tell us what to do. So the president made me the acting administrator. I've delegated that power to someone who's there full time, and we're going to go through the same process at USAID as we're going through now at the State Department. I think there are some, this is not about getting rid of foreign aid. There are things that we do through USAID that we should continue to do that makes sense. And we'll have to decide, is that better through the State Department, or is that better through something, a reformed USAID? That's the process we're working through. There are things that are happening at USAID that we should not be involved in funding, or that we have a lot of questions about, but they're completely uncooperative. So we had no choice but to take dramatic steps to bring this thing under control.
Do you think that...
Okay, so remember, regime change, right? Regime change. USAID, we showed you, right? We had to go to Russia, Sputnik, they don't like it. George Soros, biolabs in Ukraine, possibly, right? Got it? Remember that? Little Marco said, hey, you know what? I'm looking for something else that I want to show you. So remember, give me this one right here. Give me 29. I think it's 29 I want. Right? Because USAID was a radical left political psyop, right? And let me see where that's at. I want to show you there. That's 29. I'm looking for a couple things. Now, I'm going to show you why they're going to do everything to try to stop this guy. Mike Benz, why is USAID funding this organization with 7 CIA directors on its board to train hundreds of people in censorship training seminars, and how best to flag Donald Trump tweets for misinformation? All right. So Ron Paul told you, regime change, right? Now we know that was 29. Give me 28. What's 28? Let me see what that is. What is that? Treasury sued over giving Musk DOGE access to payment data. Oh, they're losing it because we're going to see things. Now, this guy here, number 30, they want to stop this guy. Oh, man, do they ever want to stop this guy right here? Let's go with the last video we're going to play. Rand Paul said regime change, and we've looked at other stuff. Go ahead. Let's play this clip. Where's it at? I have it here. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Stay with me. Video 13. Listen very close.
2014, there are riots it's called the Maidan Rebellion in Ukraine, which we're not told that we are financing those riots. The newspapers never told us, our government never told us. USAID, which is a CIA front, put $5 billion into funding those riots. Those riots lead to to a coup d'etat against the first democratically elected government of the Ukraine. It was a government that refused to choose sides and to say we're going to be on the side of the West. So we wanted them out. A month before that government is overthrown, Victoria Nuland, who's the part of the centerpiece of the neocon ideology and who is now a high-level official in the State Department, has a secret call with the U.S. ambassador, which is tape recorded and is now public, which anybody can go and look up, where she is picking the new cabinet for Ukraine, which is which is a U.S. Western cabinet. So they're picking the new government a month before the old government is overthrown.
Is that how democracy? Is that democracy when Victoria Nuland picks your government?
Well, that's the point. Is USAID doesn't really do, and the CIA don't do democracy. The CIA has overthrown, I think, 83 governments between 1947 and 1997. That's a third of the governments on Earth, and most of them were democracies. Oh, it doesn't do democracy.
CIA, Ukraine, regime change, USAID. They want you to believe that bag of rice, remember USAID, they want you to believe that bag of rice and children are going to starve all over the world and there won't be vaccines and there'll be hunger and famine. Give me number 30. Just a couple quick notes before we wrap up this segment here. Yes, I got a haircut yesterday.
That is
Can
number
you tell?
30.
That's number 30. How long? Oh, you should like do a timestamp of how long before I call the wrong number. 33, please. So, I just want to show this to you. Remember yesterday, top Treasury official announced resignation. The minute Elon Musk and DOGE get access to the Treasury funding, all right, this guy, David Leback, is that his name? A 30-year guy there at Treasury Department, walks out. He walks out. I'm telling you, I sure hope that this full court press does not end. Give me number 45. Donald Trump launches them into darkness. Trump successfully plunges government into darkness as 8,000 DEI web pages stripped from the internet. As you witnessed yourself, number 63, we went there, as you witnessed that, right? And remember, we clicked on those and can't be found. Number 50, Ron Paul, we watched this. You can go watch his update. It's great. Audit USAID and then shut it down. And let's see. Give me, 58 right here. 58. This is, remember this guy here? Vindman. Congressman Eugene Vindman. My colleagues and I were just denied entry into USAID headquarters on the orders of President Trump and Elon Musk. Shutting down USAID is unlawful, inhumane, and a gift to our adversaries like Russia and China. I will not stop fighting to protect American national security interest. Really? That's what you're protecting. And last but not least, here, go with, give me 60. Let me go with this one and then we'll get out. Well, I got a couple more. Treasury sued over DOGE access to sensitive data. They're going to try to lead you to believe this week you may not get your next Social Security check. 3 federal employees' unions are suing the Trump administration in an attempt to stop Treasury from sharing confidential data with Elon Musk-run Department of Government Efficiency. Folks, every one of these, every single thing we're putting up is linked to spending bills. Those mad dash omnibus spending bills. It's all in there. Because what you will continue to hear them say is, well, this is stuff already legally allocated by Congress. Allocated by Congress. All right. So I want this one. Diane, remember yesterday we jumped on this ASAP. Give me 74. Remember that? We played this video for you yesterday where Rand Paul asked Samantha Powers, did USAID fund coronavirus research in Wuhan, China? She was the head, remember? Samantha Powers, USAID administrator, Samantha Powers testifies. This links to Obama. Oh, yeah, Susan Rice, Valerie Jarrett, Obama. The list goes on. They're freaking out. They're freaking out over there. All right, so let me see. What is number 78? Just one more time. Look at here. 404 error again. What's causing hundreds of U.S. government sites to go dark? Don't you love it? Several government web pages have gone dark, complying with Trump's orders. PBS, USAID website goes dark. Just saying. And what else do we have here? Don't forget number 71, as we showed you, right? George Soros. We had to go to Russia for that one. So, look, if the most that comes out of it is one less guy is dancing in a dress in Colombia, I'll be okay with that. At an opera, wearing a wig and makeup. Oh, my God. We come back, tariffs. China retaliates. Oh, my God. What fear. What really happened in Mexico, what could happen in Mexico, what took place in Canada, and some things under the Gold Dome in Atlanta that we have to watch for. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics. We'll be right back after these brief messages.